Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Tonight in Bitcoin. Today is November 23rd, 2017. Buy and hold, strong hand. Some call this day Thanksgiving. Yes, this is a big holiday in the United States. It is not my religion's holiday, but we're Americans. We have a meal on this day, and it's interesting. It's an interesting day. Everybody's off. Hey, I'm still wearing the same shirt that I was wearing last night. Remember, you can check out the notes section below if you want to get a shirt like this from Hold Crypto or whatever his name is. He's a good guy. We got an email, dude. Everybody likes your shirt and everything. People like this last night. I didn't really get that many comments, but we're going to talk about, I did talk about Bitcoin on the streets of Baltimore last night. It was a fun time. I have a little bit more time to talk tonight. It is very late at night. It's almost midnight here in Baltimore, for those of you watching this on tape. And I'm seeing a lot of people jump into the chat right now. If you want to ask me some questions, you can do the super chat. Hello, everyone all over the world. And yeah, the internet is slow. Well, there's not much action on social media today talking about Bitcoin or anything. So I am behind. I've had very little time to I've been with my family all day. It's been a great day with the youngins and my grandmother is 94. And it was great to be with her today, and it's been a fun day. And so if you say happy Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to the people who celebrated, and you know, really, I know it's a great time for families to get together. Anyway, yeah, also I like how the water is treating my hair when I wash it here in Baltimore. It's like, I guess since I'm from Baltimore, just the water, I'm used to the water. It just make my hair, I've had some good hair days, really. But of course I've been shaving too. I look decent. I mean, I look decent when I went out last night. Just because you want to look decent, you know, you see your buddies and stuff. Not for the ladies. Oh man, last night, I mean, Baltimore's got some, well, we won't talk about that. Anyway, let's jump right into this thing, people. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the world reserve cryptocurrency. And yeah, value your wealth in Bitcoin. So yeah, Hold Crypto, his link is below. And also, of course, Crypto Graffiti, I usually wear his shirts. I still have a lot of new shirts to debut. And, you know, we're laid back tonight because it is a laid back day. But life does go on. Bcash had a pump. We're going to talk about that. And also, you can get your Trezor, cryptohwwallet.com, all linked to below. And yeah, let me write down something there. All right, so yeah, I didn't have enough time to go over everything before the show that's been happening. I usually go over so many different sites. After this show's over, I'm going to probably read for an hour, and I'll be totally up to date tomorrow. It looks like 4:30 p.m. on Friday is This Week in Bitcoin on this very channel here. We do this every Friday. We've got a special guest, Rick from Block Digest is actually going to be on. He's one of my confirmed guests. He's really good about confirming too. One of the best confirmations I've ever received. He's really excited about being on the show tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll have two other guests hopefully also. It's hard to get in touch with everyone now, partially because I was not online until 9 o'clock tonight. And again, it's good to not be online 24 hours a day, to take some time off. I hope people did take some time off wherever you are today. It's always good to get out of that mindset and just get in touch with reality a little bit more and not follow the price all the time either, which I don't do anyway. But I didn't even follow. I usually follow the news all day. I got to admit that. So today I did not. So I linked to the Block Digest Twitter below. And hopefully if you're watching this live, some things might not be linked to yet. I'll get to everything in a second. After the show's over, I'll make sure everything's linked to. So here is a hilarious sign of the impulsive behavior of the 80%. Now, I meant to mention this in another show, and I don't think it must have been when I was in Israel and I was rushing out. I didn't write this down. Hopefully I didn't mention this before, like even for 1 second. I don't think I did. But there is a cryptocurrency out there, like it's in the 200s. You know, it's a 5th tier cryptocurrency. It's called Bdiamond. And its ticker symbol is BTG. And that's the ticker symbol that Bgold wants, or Bgold has. Bgold being an awesome friendly fork crypto dividend of Bitcoin. Bdiamond is just some regular random altcoin that's been around. Anyway, in the last few days, and I linked to it below, there has been a surge in the price of Bdiamond And in the amount of it that's trading around, it's trading volume, because people are blindly buying and selling BTG because they think it's Bgold, and it's not. They're being impulsive. It's the ultimate example. There's no reason for this thing to go up and for the volume to go up other than people being confused because they're not thinking. And this is how people get fished and scammed and everything, because they don't think. They see something that looks familiar and they're like, oh, that must be the real thing. Well, BTG, of course, yeah, that's familiar, but you're buying and again, the BitGem people aren't trying to scam you or anything. You're scamming yourself buying this. But the funny thing is like so many people bought into it, the price went up. So some people probably did pretty well on this unnatural BitGem pump. And yeah, it's obvious why it's happening. People are confused. So don't get people, be patient. You can get if you want to buy Bgold, and I don't know why you want to buy it when you're getting it for free. And I haven't split mine yet. I have not even gotten my Trezor out of its hiding place yet. And we're going to talk about Bgold is going up to 4% recently. But if you want to buy Bgold, you can buy it on Bittrex. And I guess there are rumors floating around about Poloniex. And I think that's why the price of Bgold is pumping, because of Poloniex. But we're going to get to that in a second. But again, BitGem, not the same thing as Bgold. Bgold you can buy on Bittrex and probably some other places. I don't know. And yeah, Bittrex definitely did. People have confirmed. People who had Bitcoin on Bittrex have received their Bgold. So they were good about that. Good job, Bittrex. All right, where are we? So Bdiamond out in China, or their press releases are from Singapore, but it doesn't really matter. It is a friendly fork of Bgold, of Bitcoin, and it's apparently live now. That's all I know. It's on the futures market. It was still trading. If you take into account that you get 10 for every 1 Bitcoin, it was still trading at around over 3%, 3.4% of a Bitcoin. When I'm saying these percents, I mean a percent of a Bitcoin. And I guess I should link to their Twitter because they have tweeted out a few things lately. I'm not completely, again, there's no easy way to split it yet. I don't think there are any trading establishments that we're familiar with, any exchanges that I'm comfortable with, at least, that are trading it yet. And who knows if it went live? I don't know. But apparently it should have by now. All right. So out on the town last night in Baltimore, I was wearing this lovely shirt. Unfortunately, my friends, a lot of them are very busy. They're married, they have kids. So only one of my real close friends was out, and that was great to see Treviso out last night. We talked about Bitcoin some, but what was really interesting is I ran in. I'm in the Baltimore. I've been in the Baltimore party scene for way too long, and I'm not in it anymore because I'm traveling around the world. But I've met my share of people, and I met a guy a while ago who attended Gilman. Gilman is a private school. I also went to a private school in Baltimore. Gilman is a very well-known elite boys private school, and this guy's younger than I am. So I don't know him from the private school. I know him from the present day. Anyway, he's a smart guy if he went to Gilman. He is a smart guy. I'm not going to say his name. And he starts talking to me about Bitcoin, I guess because I was wearing this shirt, and he knows I'm into it. And I was impressed. He's telling me, yeah, I got some Ethereum, I got some Bitcoin. I'm storing it at Coinbase. I'm like, well, you got to be careful about storing it at Coin. He's like, and I've heard about this, the Ripple, and I know Ripple is centralized, but that's why I'm interested in it, because Ripple is different. I was like, whoa, dude, man, come on now. And I was like, and he's like, well, I don't try to read the mainstream stuff. I read, there are a lot of different articles that specifically pump specific coins. And he mentioned Dash, but he also likes Dash. And he's like, I watch your videos. So I was like, thank you for watching my videos and everything. He's like, well, your videos are not for a beginner. And I said, yeah, they're not for beginners. Definitely not for beginners anymore. And that was a good critique on his part too. So he had a friend with him. I have no idea who his friend was. And his friend starts talking to me too. His friend's like, yeah, man, I want to get into these ICOs. And he's dropping names too. And this is a good sign. This is a good sign that I'm out at a bar in Baltimore, and not random people I know, but people I don't know very well. who are intelligent people are into it now. They bought it, they own it. And the other guy was saying, yeah, I got Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum because that's all they sold on Coinbase. So, I mean, there's an example. I've talked about it before, how Coinbase is the gateway for people who have dollars, for regular Americans. And there you go. That was a regular, I think it was probably a smart American. I don't know if that guy went to Gilman too. Again, I don't know who the other guy was. Yeah, I mean, it was a prime, it was a really real life examples that are encouraging, very bullish for Bitcoin that people were talking about. Let me see if there was anything else. I have it written down on this piece of paper. I just wrote it all down last night. Yeah. And he went to, yeah. So I mean, they didn't know all the ins and outs, and we weren't talking crypto dividends or anything like that, but still it's a good start. And it does show why people buy Litecoin, why a lot of Americans buy Litecoin and Ethereum, because it's right there on Coinbase, and they want to diversify. So they might be watching this tonight. Hey, what's up, dudes? I'm not going out again this weekend, guys. Anyway. No, I'm going to hang out with some friends at their houses. I'm not going to the bars again. It was, been through these bars way too many times. And thank you, DJ Rob, for putting me on the guest list last night. That was very nice of you. And it was, you had a good event there in Hamden. It was a good time. So, all right, here is a quote. Pound that like button. I already forgot to say pound that like button 50 times. Pound that like button. Check out the notes section below. Subscribe to this channel. Follow me at Twitter. Twitter's been slow, obviously, the last 24 hours, at TechBalt, TechBalt. Don't go crazy shopping tomorrow, people. That's just hyper consumerism. Although it's hilarious. Black Friday, obviously, it's the day after Thanksgiving where everyone has to shop. In Israel, they have signs for Black Friday also. And I've heard in European countries they do too. Totally ridiculous commercialism, hyper consumerism. When countries that do not even celebrate Thanksgiving, who all work on Thursday, have Black Friday sales. I mean, that's how powerful or how aggressive the marketing of some of these corporations are. And you're falling for it. A lot of people are falling for it. It's a shame. You're buying just completely worthless stuff. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Don't go out. I guess right now, if it just turned midnight, people are like, what, mowing each other down in Walmart and just trying to get big screen TVs. Is that what the midnight holiday is about now? All right. So a quote by GTFO. He left GTFO YouTube, left this about a day ago in my comments, but I want to, he was commenting about, I was saying how 5% is a great return. And he says 5% is seen as a good return by investors. I don't see why people complain. Maybe it's due to the lack to a lack of BTC, meaning they don't have Bitcoin. Probably the same people who think they can do better with cloud mining and trading. I agree with that. That's who it is. The Bitcoin community needs to promote a Bgold flippening of B trash, he says. Okay. The second part, it's a free world, free market. If you want to promote a Bgold flippening of Bcash, I don't think it's going to happen. It could happen. Be my guest. I think a lot of Bcash people will be unhappy if you do that. But hey, people are unhappy. So we're going to have a Bgold versus Bcash debate here eventually. Again, there's a guy in Perth, Australia, a good guy who's a fan of Bcash, and I have some Bgold people that want to debate him. Lorian Gamaroff was going to do the debate also. He insists on very strict debating rules, like from the formal book of debates. What's that called? And we'll do that. If Lorian wants to debate a Bgold person, because he likes Bcash. I haven't talked to Lorian for a while. I got to get in touch with Lorian. I've been too busy. He's busy with his family in South Africa, but there's no Thanksgiving or like this in South Africa. They don't. It's obviously not today was Thanksgiving in South Africa. I don't know if they have a Thanksgiving. Do you guys have a Thanksgiving holiday? Anyway, I will be in Johannesburg March the 10th, most likely, if all goes well. And of course, I'm going to be in Seoul, South Korea, and I'll be able to meet anyone who's in Seoul, South Korea on December the 4th, which is coming up real soon. And I can't wait to learn about Korea. It's just see it firsthand. I'm going to bring back some good info, hopefully. All right. Before I get into that, though, again, my mother brought this up to me today. She reminded me the Big Bang Theory, which is a show that comes on Thursday nights. Yeah. Is next Thursday. They're going to be talking about Bitcoin on the Big Bang Theory. And I actually heard, unfortunately, someone had a TV on today, and I heard them promote this episode. They said, next week on the Big Bang Theory. And you hear one of the dorks, I mean, they're supposed to be dorky, nerdy guys, and that's their business, whatever. That's cool if you're like that. I have no problem. Everyone's different. They're saying Bitcoin just hit $5,000, and it's apparently the guy loses a Bitcoin. It's funny. I guess they wrote it pretty recently, but not that recently. Maybe they'll update it. I don't know. I don't like sitcoms. I don't watch any TV. This is a popular show, and the Bitcoin price could pump. Maybe people are going to get on Coinbase, just like my friend from yesterday. He got on Coinbase. Now he's a smart guy. He went to Gilman, but there are going to be other people who have the capability to figure out. Okay, these geeks on this show just talked about this thing. Let me try to Google it. There'll be some increased Google searches at least after the show. I think it is incredibly bullish. I brought this up before. I'm talking about it. I put it in my title. I think it is important because it's got to go sort of mainstream one day. I mean, it can't just be between the few people who know about it now. And this could be a big breakout. We've seen in China and other countries, when it's brought up on TV, it helps the price. And so we'll see. And it's a popular show. So I'm not encouraging people to watch it because all of you already know about Bitcoin. But I'm hoping a lot of people who don't watch this show, who never heard about Bitcoin, do watch that show next on Thursday. So Andy Hoffman has been giving good updates all day at Bitcoin Gold, Crypto Gold Central, whatever. I linked to it below. What was it? CryptoGoldCentral.com. I'm all out of it, Andy. Sorry, it's linked to below. And he's been giving good updates. He's been staying up to date out there in Colorado. And again, I got to make it to Colorado soon. I'm meeting a lot. Rick, the guy who's going to be on the show tomorrow, is from Colorado too. I really got to make it out to Colorado. And that's one of the few states that I've only been in their airport. That's it. I've never really walked around that. No, I've never seen it outside of the airport. So this summer, hopefully I'm planning on that. If anybody, I want to drive around. I just want to drive around. But how can I do a show every day if I'm just driving around? I mean, it's a pain. We'll talk about that later. All right. So I am thankful for Bitcoin. Yes, this Thanksgiving, when little kids say what they're thankful for, this big kid said he's thankful for Bitcoin. Really, I'm very thankful this came out. It has been life-changing. And I don't know if I said this before. I was telling my parents this, and I told some people this last night. My friend Travieso, that's his last name. I'm not going to say his whole name. But no, Travieso is not the guy who went to Gilman. Although Travieso did go to Gilman for a time. Anyway, so I'm telling him, I said, no, and my parents, I said, if Bitcoin goes to zero tomorrow, this has been just such an experience. You know, I won't be, obviously I've done very, very well in Bitcoin. Everyone knows I got a lot of it. And so in terms of the dollar value of my Bitcoin is impressive right now. And I don't have to work for the rest of my life. But partially because I'm frugal and I can make, I'm not saying how much it is, but I can make that last. I mean, I don't even need the Bitcoin. Remember, I haven't even gotten into my Bitcoin at all. And that's the point. If it did go to zero tomorrow, I'd still have a big smile on my face because it has been such an experience. And I accomplished a goal of mine. You know, I got to a certain value in terms of dollars that I've always wanted to get to in my life. And, but still, I got the amount of Bitcoin that I wanted. And it is just, I mean, this has become a really huge part of my life, an exciting part of my life, where I met interesting people. And some I met in person, like Lorian. Some I met, and of course, Tawanda Kembo in Zimbabwe. I hope you're all right, man. We're all thinking of you. Or here, Russ is in the chat right now. Vention Migtal's a guy who I've come in contact with because of this. Just all sorts of, mostly men, but a couple ladies too. I met in Perth, and I mean, it has been. I'm thankful for this experience. Really, really am thankful. And again, if the Bitcoin went to zero tomorrow, also, you know, don't worry about Adam, because again, I've never sold a Bitcoin. I live a very low cost, minimalist lifestyle as it is right now, and my life would go on as is. I would still be able to travel around the world pretty much too, and talk about, I don't know what I would talk about. I would talk about health. We would talk about health and how the doctor system in the United States, these guys don't really care about health much anymore, which is really unfortunate. And you just got to make sure you keep yourself healthy. Check out the link to yesterday's show if you want to hear about that. I linked to a bunch of my shows from the last few days below. And I know a lot of you haven't watched them because the numbers have been down and people have been just running around because people are busy with their families. Check out the archives. The archives of the last 3 shows are still pertinent today. All right. So what else? Oh, and you know what? The kids were really cute today. Obviously, I have some nieces and nephews and all sorts of others. And yeah, they were about what they were thankful for, and I was really impressed because they're already thinking outside the box, and they definitely have some critical thinking skills. Some of the comments they said were hilarious. So the little ones of Meisters or whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to say everybody's last name, so you can't stalk me. But yeah, there'll be some wild ones out there, you know, in 20, 30 years out on the internet. Who knows? They'll hopefully have some Bitcoin of their own. I want to be alive too and have my Bitcoin and they have their Bitcoin. I don't want them to have my Bitcoin at that time. Just want to clarify that. I plan to be around in 40 years with my Bitcoin, living it up, and they'll hopefully have their own stash that their parents get for them. I do have a sibling that actually has a teeny bit of Bitcoin for various reasons. Well, some of you don't think it's a teeny bit of Bitcoin, the amount the sibling of mine has. So good for that sibling. And yeah, and it was great to run into a guy last night who had Bitcoin and a Litecoin, and 2 guys last night. The people, do you guys get as enthusiastic when you're out in a social situation and people randomly bring up, I mean, does this happen to you where people randomly bring up Bitcoin and say they have it? And again, he saw my shirt and he knows who I am. And so unfortunately, you know, at this bar I was at last night, more people should have said something to me about Bitcoin. Not maybe they didn't see the whole. I mean, maybe they thought it was a Coca-Cola shirt or something. Again, here's the shirt. You can get it below. It's long sleeve. Remember, this dude, crypto hold crypto, whatever his name is. You're a good dude. He's giving me the long sleeves, and I like this because it's cold out there in Baltimore. It's been windy. I don't like that. I got to go back to the summer again. And when I go to South Korea, it's going to be not that. It's going to be coldish. In Busan, it'll be warmer than Seoul. Seoul, the weather is not going to be good. I'll be complaining, right? Pound that like button if you like real world stories here. All right. This is like a little personal chat we're having here on Thanksgiving. This is nice. Yeah, and it's hodl crypto, he calls him stuff. I say hold. I don't like the word hodl. I know some of you are like, it's called hodl, Adam. No, it's called hold. Come on. I have to be formal. I went to a private school in Baltimore. Ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not going to make that joke. They let anyone into their school. Anyone into their school. People like to say that these private schools are elite. They don't let certain people in. They let us in. And they know the old days they didn't used to let us in. Of course not. But I mean, whatever. It's a private school. Let them do what they want. They knew it was a good idea to let us into their school. Trust me. They want smart people there. They want people who are able to pay. So, if you add up all the Bitcoin, and I only saw this in a Jimmy Song tweet, but I've been thinking about it lately. If you add up Bitcoin, Bcash, and Bgold, it's close to $10,000 now. And so I mean, obviously these other Bdiamond that's coming out, if you could figure out how to get it, that'll put it over 10,000, all of them added up together. I wonder what everyone's saying in the chat. I just see it going by. Venshin's in there. Venshin, I have a question about female nature. What do you, I mean, it's a question you would ask a veteran MGTOW. And this is a serious question. Once you understand female nature like we do now, how do you handle like an older female relative who you might think is, you know, whether it be an aunt, a great aunt, whoever, who might be manipulating you? How do you, I mean, do you think of them differently? I mean, is that just their nature? And how do you, it's something only a veteran MGTOW like Venshin MGTOW could answer. And so maybe you can make a video about that, Venshin. I don't know, because there are guys, and I don't consider myself a MGTOW, I like their philosophy a lot. But how do men, you know, once they understand how do they handle some of their older, specifically older female relatives? How do you? It seems like a very difficult line to walk. I don't know. So that might be something you want to talk about, and you've probably experienced There may be some other MGTOW that's watching. Russ is watching. He's right now too. How do you handle older female relatives in terms of, they're not necessarily, I'm not saying they're trying to be bad or not, and maybe they are. How do you think it through and stuff? Because this is, you treat obviously you treat your elders with respect, but how about if they're not respecting you? How about if they're trying to manipulate you in some way or use guilt on you in some way? I mean, all right, we've expanded we've really expanded this way too much beyond Bitcoin, right? But it's Thanksgiving, everyone's out with their families now. Now, all the people who are outside of America are like, Adam, come on, dude. I'm not doing your Thanksgiving thing. I don't want to hear about you. Okay, we're not going to talk about the Thanksgiving of families anymore. But social interaction is important to know how to interact socially with people. In terms of Bitcoin too, you don't want to be out at a bar like I was last night. Now I don't drink, but how about if some lovely female came up to me and was like, yeah, I see your nice red shirt. Let me get you some drinks, wealthy Bitcoin man. And what's your private key there, Adam? You see, you got to know how to handle those things. You got to know. This is why it's important to understand everyone. You don't want to get tricked out of your Bitcoin. Precautions. That was what yesterday's video was partially about. I'm going to get into more precautions later, but you do have to be careful of people trying to manipulate you out of your Bitcoin, whether they be guys in Japan who are pumping up Bcash, who are very persuasive individuals, or whether it be some lady you meet at a bar. That'll be awesome if I'm ever out in a social situation and a woman tries to steal my Bitcoin from me in some way like that. That'll mean Bitcoin is that'll be a very bullish sign. If they're like women out there trying to trick men out of their Bitcoin at bars, a Bitcoin will be worth quite a lot of money by that point. So hope that, the next time I'm at a bar, some woman comes up to me and tries to, and obviously I won't fall for that. I mean, come on now. And trust me, there weren't too many ladies there last night that, we won't get into that. Baltimore isn't known for impressive features of certain people. Okay, so what do we got here? 4% Bgold surge. All right, so Bgold is around 4% of a Bitcoin right now in terms of price. If you want to sell it, be my guest. I think Andy Hoffman said he had an easy time splitting it on his Trezor. I have not done so yet, as I mentioned previously. But I wonder why it's going up to 4%. And again, when it surged the other day, when I was in the airports, it was because of it going onto Bittrex and all the 80%ers wanting to buy it and pumping it. So it seems like, and now there are rumors, about it going on the Poloniex. And that might be, just the rumors of it being listed on the exchange help pump it up. This is just a theory of mine. I wanted to put it out there. Thanksgiving is the new weekend for Bcash pumps. It was very interesting. I noticed as Thanksgiving started last night, Bcash started the pump. And lo and behold, high trading volume in Korea. It's as if someone somewhere is thinking it out, is thinking like, it's good to pump it on the weekends. I'm very successful pumping it on the weekends. Probably doing it when no Americans are trading and no Americans are buying is a really good idea. And lo and behold, did Bcash get up to 22% of a Bitcoin again? And by the way, for the people who are saying this wasn't going to happen again, it's impossible. Bcash will never be over 20%. And I said it would be, and it will again. And they're like, you're just a shill of I mean, it's either or. It's so funny. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. When people say, no, you're totally crazy. Bcash will never go that high. Or the ones that are saying you're a shill or you're pro Bcash. You're too anti Bcash or you're too pro Bcash. I'm being called every name in the book. But it is going to, I don't know what it is right now. 20% of a Bitcoin. They're going to try to get it to 30% again. There's going to be a situation that's going to a weekend situation again, like we had that Sunday morning. What was it, 2 Sundays ago now? This is just this is minor, but this is still major. To be worth 20%, that's impressive. I mean, that's impressive. To pump it up like that. So again, and I mentioned Monero and Dash pumping yesterday. I didn't even think about to check the BitThumb. It's all BitThumb effect again. All of it's coming from BitThumb. I have got to see this for myself in South Korea when I am there. next. I leave for South Korea on Monday freaking morning. I cannot believe I'm going to be on another plane. I've got to cut down on the planes. I got to stay in a place for a longer period of time. That's one of my, in 2018, what I want to do, but I already started planning some stuff and it involved all these plane rides. I got to make sure I don't do that. All right, pound that like button if you like this rambling long show. But a lot of you haven't heard about Bitcoin for 24 hours because you've been away. You're probably enjoying this. Maybe you're enjoying it. Pound the like button if you enjoy it. Pound the like button if you don't enjoy it. All right, so yeah, I mentioned that I forgot to check. Always check. If you see something pumping that's a top tier altcoin or listed in the top of whatever it's called, coinmarketcap.com, always check BitThumb and always check what's going on in Korea, the volume. And you'll probably always find out, oh, that's why it's being pumped. Nothing really new with Dash and Monero. Maybe there is something. Someone mentions something about Dash. I'm not even going to mention it. I'm going to look into it before I even talk about this thing. It involves a little bit of Doug Casey, but I'm not going to mention the name of it or until I research it. So what else? Yeah, I can't email anyone back. I won't be able to email people back probably till Sunday. I'm sorry. But there's too much on my plate right now. So many things. And I haven't been able to comment in the comment section. I want to. I haven't even read the whole. I have an hour at least of reading to do after this. I'm going to be up very late again tonight. Yet I want to go running in the morning. And there's stuff to do tomorrow, like watch the Ric Flair documentary with some of my friends from high school. And no, I do not usually watch TV, and I don't watch wrestling anymore because I'm a grown-up. But it apparently is an awesome documentary. People even mentioned it to me last night. Who never even liked wrestling, said it's a good documentary. Woo! So, yeah, there's been great health comments in the notes section below. So thank you for all the guys who left the health commentary, and it makes me want to do a video all about health. So maybe one of these days I will do one. But it does show you that in the Bitcoin community, there definitely are some outside the box thinkers who understand that drugs cannot, statins are not the fix it all of the world. And unfortunately, my father is on statins, and it doesn't. I think it's a very bad thing. I think it's very bad that my father's on that. And I do see, it lowers his cholesterol. Wow, what's that mean even? That doesn't mean he's healthier. Remember, cholesterol doesn't mean if you have high cholesterol, doesn't mean you're sick. If you're overweight, you've got a problem. It doesn't make you skinny. And it also makes you forget things. I guarantee you it messes with your memory, okay? And it's unfortunate that I can guarantee you that. And no, I don't do step, but I think you get the picture there. So, yeah, so when I have a doctor that I know gives, and I can, so by the way, with my doctor yesterday, I did confront him. I did yell at him. And I confronted him specifically. I'm like, you're giving out statins out there. So, I mean, but what's it really matter? What's it really matter? Because the government provides him a nonstop line of old people or semi-old people that keep on coming in there. He keeps giving them the drugs, whatever drug, be it diabetes drugs, be it all of this stuff that people could prevent on their own if they just ate healthy. So a lot of people have commented, doctors today do not know about nutrition. They do not care about prevention. And this is very true. And Siegel, Dr. Siegel is just one of them. Steven Siegel in Reicherstown. Obviously, if you're in the area, don't go to him if you care about your health. But so again, if you're in his waiting room, you can tell it's the government sending in people after people. They're paying for these people to go in there. All these old people who are going to die in a year, but are going to make Dr. Siegel a lot of money, and all the other doctors that are in that office too. It's ridiculous. Just a never-ending stream of unhealthy people who are addicted to drugs. And you know what? To be addicted to those drugs is just as bad as being addicted to heroin and all these other things that I speak against. So no, I don't like any drugs, and it's really a shame when it's a white-collar criminal. When it's a doctor that's giving out these drugs and making lots of money off of it. And and the funniest thing is he's totally out of shape. This dude. You don't want to go to a doctor that's got a gut. I mean, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm a thin guy and everything. I'm not saying he's got a couple extra pounds on him. It is a gut that shows that you're sick, that you will have diabetes eventually, you will die early, you will suffer. So, I mean, he's going to suffer one day if he doesn't get into shape. But I mean, he doesn't care about health or nutrition. All right, so I said I wouldn't do a video about this yet. I just did a big segment about that. So again, I'm impressed. I'm happy that a lot of, I guess it's the 20%ers out there who know about this thing, because there are plenty of Bitcoin people who are like, "Oh, why do you fast, Adam? That's dangerous." I mean, not even that, or like, "Oh, it's just ignorant comments about, like, you know." I'm not the biggest fan of the Silicon Valley group of liberal elites or whatever. But if you look at what they're into now, because they have all the money in the world, they're into fasting, they're into health hacking, they're into, and you know, this doctor, so-called Dr. Siegel yesterday, he's like, send me a paper, a paper that a peer-reviewed paper that proves that fasting, that talks about this intermittent fasting. Because he didn't know intermittent fasting from anything. He didn't know paleo diet. Never heard of that before. And so I was like, okay, yeah. Well, I said to Google, I forgot that, Dr. Siegfried. That's his name. I believe it's Dr. Thomas Siegfried, who you should all look up. Maybe I'll link to him below. He's like, well, I can't get on the internet now. And yet I see him on his little phone. He's on the Google or what. It's like, you know, they don't want to hear anything different. They're in their rut. They're making their money off of these people who are dying off of their disgusting statin drugs and everything else, just getting people sicker and sicker, getting them obsessed with just the cholesterol number itself. Got to lower your people. You need cholesterol in order for your brain to work. Okay. I mean, many of you know that already. So again, the best way to be healthy is not go to a doctor, is rely on yourself. And that's something that I preach here. Prevention. And it's so easy to be healthy. Just don't eat carbs. Don't eat prepackaged carbs. I mean, apples and fruit and all of the natural stuff is fine. But processed food, that's it. Don't drink soda. Don't have sugar added to your food. It's that simple. I mean, for me, I mean, I guess if you're already addicted to it, well, here's the best thing. Just if you have children, don't start them off on the wrong track. We're in modern society today, we all start off on the wrong track in terms of health. We have cookies at school. I mean, everything, Twizzlers the kids were eating today earlier. And again, it's just like you want to get your kids started right now on Bitcoin. Don't get them started on the dollars and stuff. Give them Bitcoin. Just like I got my friend's kid started. I gave him 0.1 Bitcoin for his bris. And now it's obviously worth so much more. That 0.1 Bitcoin. If you, again, it's worth $1,000 if you take into account all the crypto dividends, or close to $1,000. When I gave it to him, it was $25 for 0.1 Bitcoin. All right, so that is it. I think that's enough. We can end it with that I should have said we're going to end with an off-topic thing, so people could have hung up then. Sorry if I wasted your time, people. Or if you could say, hey, but pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. Tomorrow, hopefully 4:30 p.m. Eastern time is This Week in Bitcoin. I have to work on that now to plan that out. Hair looking nice, right? Baltimore hair.